Talk to us, guys. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Smooth, man.
Chilling.
Smooth. Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
good. Okay, so I did check one of your songs out. It's called Overdose. Talk about how that came into play, and it's actually doing some decent numbers. Talk about how that all formulated and how you came to the production.
Okay, Overdose. Lee Choppin made that beat, so shout out to Lee Choppin. I wrote that song like 2 years ago in 2019. Initially, the verse was for Payroll, but he was taking too long. So Kid came through clutch with the verse. And it was, it was quick. It was like magic the way he put it together. Cohesive. So that was pretty good. And the video came out really nice too. So they played it on the radio. But I'd like to get some more promotion for that single though.
How did the play come together? Did you put the pieces together, who you choose, even to shoot the visuals and whatnot? How do you kind of have like your own map in your mind, or does like management take care of that, or how does that work?
I do everything myself. Dollar Jones shot that video, so yeah, I hand-picked out Dollar Jones to shoot that video. And I picked out the location, the outfits, I bought all the props, everything.
So you're kind of like an orchestrator, not just an artist.
Yeah, I do everything myself. Like, literally everything myself. It would be nice to have help, but...
Why isn't that coming to play for you so far?
You
don't trust
I don't know. No, because people come to me and they always say, like, oh, let me do this for you. Let me do this for you. And then, like, when it comes down to actually doing it, I'm just not seeing much, like, actually happening, or it's a lot of people with some ulterior motives going on.
Obviously.
So it's just best to do it by myself, because when I rely on other people, it never goes right, ever.
Yeah, that's a big problem for a lot of artists, and sometimes people feel like they need a team behind them, but sometimes that team can hold them back. But it sounds like you know how to put everything together. So you know what the fuck's going on. How did you get this ability to build foundations like this and be able to balance ships like this?
Well, I'm really picky, so I don't have a choice. I feel like if you want something done right, do it yourself.
Right.
So I just manage like everything when it comes to my visions, because I usually have it mapped out most of the time. So I just make sure everything goes right.
For sure. How long have you been working on music for?
In the studio, like 6 years. I started when I was like 15. I'm 21 now. And the first artist I got in the studio with was Rocaine. He was the first person who brought me to the studio, so shout out to Rocaine. And then, I mean, from after that, I just kind of started meeting everybody. 'Cause rappers in Detroit are like dime a dozen, but the singers, the singers are like the prize little gold. So I started meeting everybody. I've worked with Doughboys, Cash Out, Band Gang.
Talk about that first process. This is literally the first time you go into the studios with Rocaine. So yes. How does, like, most people start off small, right? Like, they don't just jump with somebody who's like already established.
Facts.
How do you go from like, okay, I'm gonna start a singing career and that's gonna be my first project? How did that come into play exactly? Okay,
so I was recording stuff in my bedroom. And I recorded this song and I posted it on SoundCloud, and one of my friends, he is best friends with him at the time, and he ends up showing him the song. So he calls me and tells me to get into the studio, and me and Ro and Sada Baby do this song called Flossin'. So that was the first like ever at the time. And it was so funny because at the time, like, Sada Baby really didn't have a name at the time. So I'm like, who are you? He's like, I told you my name's Casada. I said, that don't even sound like a real name. He like, I'm a junior. I'm looking at Ro like, who is this nigga? It's like, that's just crazy, because that, like, you can't never count nobody out, because now.
Do you feel like you were counting him out when you met him?
Yeah, I think I was, because also keep in mind I was like very young, so I was kind of like timid of other people. So like he was kind of trying to, I don't know if he was trying to do music with me or whatever, but we ended up like exchanging contacts. But I remember being kind of like nervous or like scared. And like, besides, Ro is just like, I'm not even gonna go into that.
Well,
Like,
talk about the experience of obviously like young female artist going into this room. You have some artists that are already established in the studio. Is there like like you said, a little bit of fear, a little bit?
okay, I'm gonna be honest, like going into it, I was a little nervous, but I never was shy per se, but I learned that not everybody wants to be your friend. Not everybody wants to make music with you, even though they say they do. And just because they're inviting you to the studio doesn't mean shit. Because it's times I was like 16 and like people favorite rappers was lying about their ages and trying to link with me, and I'm so young and naive. I'm like, oh, such and such wants to do a song with me. So cool, da da da. And come to find out, it's really like, yeah, it's not what it was said. Even like people who was owning labels and big studios were doing this type of stuff to me. So it made me very apprehensive of working with like rappers.
Yeah, I mean, every time I have a female artist come on the podcast, they always talk about that annoyance, right? Like you're literally trying to pursue your dream. You're coming to the studio to record a song, but then all of a sudden, it's like there's vultures around you, and everybody's trying to pull you one way or the other. They don't have the right agenda, essentially.
Yeah, that happens a lot, like a lot. And it's very, very annoying. It's annoying because you want to be comfortable. Like, I don't want to be uncomfortable around these people. But I feel like now I'm at the point, like, when I started, I was 15. Now I'm 21. So I'm not, like, super old. But I've experienced enough of this to know, like, when this is a red flag. So if like now I'm at the point like, where's the money at?
Facts. Like you can sense it now, right?
Yeah.
Now you can see it before it even happens, and you know how to build that force field around that before it can even pursue, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because these people are crazy.
That's why having a manager is good sometimes for female artists, because that manager is watching like, hey, what are you talking about over there with my girl, like my artist, man? What you saying?
Yeah.
Like Rocky Bed, I'm pretty sure she has somebody that kind of goes over there everywhere, and like when he's there, you're like, oh, okay, don't fuck with Rocky because he wouldn't be here if we could do that. But, you know, it sounds like you got it all figured out. Now, how does this work together? You guys are here together to do this together. Talk about your guys' chemistry and what you guys have together. What do you guys got going on? If you want to touch on that, my boy.
We got a song right now. It's in rotation a little bit. It's picking up traction. Really, though, we really dropped the song probably like, what, about 2 years ago or something like that?
Yeah, summer 19.
Yeah, we ended up linking in the studio. We met in a session. And she hit me up like I got a song. The way it played out where it's kind of like my song in rotation, but it was really her song, you know what I'm saying? But so I met up with her, we worked on the song, man, and then we dropped it. You feel me? And I don't know, I feel like at the time it just probably wasn't really the right time. We kind of rushed it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm as far as like the promotion and the marketing go, you know what I'm saying? Because the song, they loving the song. Everybody that I know that done heard it, you know what I'm saying? Because we dropped this song 2 years ago. You feel me? We ain't put no real machine behind it. We ain't put no real money behind it. I mean, besides the session, the artwork, we ain't put no money behind it for real. I feel like she put more behind it than I did, you know, because I just had other things going on at the time too. I was just getting out my situation with my label, so it was just other shit going on, man. I really wasn't. I was just in too many places, you know what I'm saying, as far as music and what I was gonna do going forward. But we came together just on some shit. We met in a session. She like pull up, and she stayed. Her mama literally stayed down the street from my mama, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, I know the area. I pull it up. We wrote the song, you know what I'm saying? We coexisted on it worked, and nice.
So since you're so picky, why did you make the decision like he's the guy for the song?
Okay, I tell you, because I was at the studio and I don't know, like, did you have the session before me or after me?
I think I had the session. I don't even remember. I think I had the session after you.
Either way it goes, he get to pulling up his song and I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, he's sweet. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm picky though. I'm picky,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked it. And it, come to find out, he actually was associated with somebody that I like. Shout out to Carl, like for sure. So
Big
it turned out to be perfect
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Shout out to Carl for real. Like
For
he's
real.
like
LMV.
yeah,
That's
for
my
sure.
baby. That's
He
my
set
baby,
this
man.
up. He's amazing, and he was one of the first people that like made me comfortable. Like he made it so that no, this is what you need to be expecting.
Mm-hmm.
He would be like, you need to get your money. You need to get a deposit. You need to get your money when you get there, and I don't want you holding no standard less than that. So like,
Facts.
shout out to him for real, cause like I said, I was really young. So, but I picked him because he was going crazy on the song I heard. So I'm like, all right, let's put something together, cause the way his cadence is, it was nice.
For sure.
So
Cool. Talk about how long you've been making music for, and you said there's been some roadblocks along the way. Kind of touch on that a little bit too.
I've been rapping, I want to say like 19 years. I've been recording for 14, 15 years.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I got a brother that rap. He a year older than me, but he started rapping before I started. He started when we was in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pick it up till 9th grade, but basically I got two other brothers. Well, one of my brothers rap. One of them started a label. My brother best friend, they started a label together, and they was pushing my brother first. They didn't really know I could rap like that. You know what I'm saying? So they wasn't really pushing me at the time, and I'm sitting up there. I'm trying to rap. I'm booking my own sessions, paying for mind you, my brothers is taking care of my brother, because they had another artist or two that they was dealing with, and he ended up, I don't know what happened with that situation. It was so long ago, but they ended up, one of my brothers is, they not brothers, but they both my brother.
Yeah.
So my oldest brother didn't know my brother could rap like that, and I brought him to him because he had just lost his artist. I'm like, well, you know, bro can rap, and I feel like being that young. Once I introduced my brother to my other brother in terms of his ability to make music and him replacing my brother artist, I started to feel like I wasn't getting no shine. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing my own thing, and I would come to my brother like, look, I just dropped this, and then they start catching on like, oh, Teezy really going, you know what I'm saying? And then they ended up pushing me and my brother, but it was just a lot of family issues, man. Like I say, we actually signed contracts to my brother, and he hate when I talk about this shit. He hate it. But this part of my story, you feel me? So I ain't gonna never shy away from what got me here or what made me me, but I went through a lot of shit with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? It was times we wasn't, mind you, these is my blood brothers. It was times we wasn't talking. You know, my mama had to get involved, because once you mix business, you know, with personal and family and everything, shit get to going sour. But I just ain't had, they didn't make the right moves back then. You know what I'm saying? My brothers they ain't know what they was doing. They just had money.
Why do you think it is that family and business just don't mix?
Cause the expectations. You know, you got a different type of expectation for a person that you feel like you solidify with. You know, y'all share blood. It's a different type of approach. You know, you feel like you could stretch more and more with people who you got ties to, opposed to a stranger, because you don't know people's tolerance for you. You know, your family, you gonna always have the highest tolerance for family. So people they gonna pull more strings, and excuse me, that's what ended up happening, and it hindered my career. And it is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit. I ain't gonna dwell on it. That's still my brother. Them still my brothers. I love them. I'm still tight with them. You know, my brother who started the label, my nephew, his son rap now. He going crazy. He like 19. My brother, Wave, that's the one that was rapping that I introduced. He a year older than me. So you got my oldest brother, and then you got him. Me and him still tight. We still make music together. You know, he doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. We all grown now, so everybody then went their way. But I've been doing this shit a long time, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've been in it for a long stretch, obviously.
Yeah.
What's been so far the biggest milestones for you as far as this adventure has been?
What you mean?
Milestones such as, like, have you has there been a record that's like been significant for you, or got a lot of attention, or an event that you were a part of? That
I say, man, really everything that I'm going through right now. You know, this is my biggest milestone. I'm having the most success I ever had. I'm catching the most traction that I ever caught. I'm comfortable. You know, this the first time I'm actually able to be myself in music without somebody standing over my shoulder. You know, like, these the kind of beats you got to choose from. You know, here go 10 beats. Pick some from these 10 beats. Or we don't like that song, we don't, you know what I'm saying? This the first time I'm comfortable and I can make my type of music, because I'm a different type of artist. You know, you gonna hear that shit from a million different artists, you know, but the work gonna speak for itself. I take my shit serious. I'm a real lyricist, and I felt like for a long time I was making music that wasn't my lane. It wasn't my type of music. And now I'm comfortable. You know, I'm in my own space with it, so.
What makes you feel? What made you feel at the time? Just because you had those certain people around you that you couldn't be yourself?
Yeah, I was young. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think I came in this shit at a different time, man. I'm 33. You feel me? I came in this shit when I was 18, so there wasn't no social media, and it wasn't no TikTok and no IG. You wasn't about to just pop, you know, from a 30-second. You had to go to people. You had to have CDs and be like, you know, or you had to pull up to sessions, or people had to pull up to your sessions. Like, it was a different time when I came into this shit. So the actual, I want to say, like, me presenting myself to people to make people listen to me, or me putting myself out there for them to catch on and catch the wave. It was just, I just had a different approach back then, and it was the wrong approach. But like I say, I was young. I had a team behind me who they had their vision, I had my vision, but I really wasn't in a position to dictate nothing because they had the money. Yeah. You know, I'm young, I'm 18, I'm fresh out of school, I'm still in the streets, so I ain't had the money to really dictate or control anything, you know what I'm saying, regarding my career. So now I got my own money, you know, and shit, I'm grown, I'm established, I can move how I want to move. I ain't got nobody behind me, can't nobody tell me shit.
Sure.
You know, so
it's always, sometimes when you cut off those strings, those people who are kind of playing the puppet game with you, sometimes that's when you figure out who you really want to be and how you really. It
was just a miscommunication though. It was a miscommunication and just ignorance in the music and what's expected and what's needed. We just ain't know shit. You feel me? I'ma just leave it at that. It ain't no personal attack on my brother. Sure. No way. I don't feel no type of way. It was just, you know, we jumped into something thinking we was gonna do it our way, and it wasn't. We wasn't in position. We ain't had no leverage to do it our way. You feel me?
Lana, those shoes are fucking amazing. There was those. You just went to the store and picked those out, or somebody made those for you?
Oh, they ain't custom. I got these from Somerset. You know, some light drip with the orange laces.
Yeah, those are fucking.
Talk heavy.
Okay,
yeah, that's actually heat. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something like, I actually never seen nobody with these shoes.
I have not either. Fashion sense, right? Obviously, when you're a female artist, is a huge part of the process. How do you feel like your wardrobe and everything kind of defines you, and how do you really define yourself when you think about yourself as an artist?
Okay, well, to start with the wardrobe, I don't know how to explain my fashion sense, because one day I will actually dress like I came out of the 1970s and then the next day I'm gonna be like a 90s punk star, and then I don't know, it really depends on the day. But I like everything girly, because even though like I'm wearing like mostly black, like it's still,
it has poppy colors still coming out.
Yeah, and it's still like feminine, you know. Yeah. It's like feminine.
When you're thinking about making music and stuff, where does all the content come from? Is it personal experiences?
It's all personal. I write everything that I sing, and I know some girls have ghostwriters, but not me. Nope, not me. I write everything that I sing, and everything comes from the heart. Like our song that we have, Ride For You, all of that, everything is from the heart. Even like in Overdose. I mean, Overdose was a shallow song though. It was like, get too much of me, he might overdose. It's about relations. But I have another song, the last single I put out called Love Bug. That song was the hardest song I ever recorded. I was crying in the booth because not only was the notes a challenge for me to sing, like I actually wrote a challenging piece for my own voice. The lyrics and the message of the song was so powerful. If you listen to it, you can literally hear the pain in my voice. I was so like hurt. I was heartbroken, you know, you a little heartbroken 18, 19-year-old, because I wrote that song. I did that at the same time, like a couple months after we did Ride For You, and like around the same time I did Overdose. I'm the type of person, I record a song and keep it for a year or two before I ever even drop it. So
is it like it feels like it's a personal thing for you when you're making it and you're trying to express yourself, but you don't necessarily want it to be in the world yet, or is it a strategy?
No, I'm just picky as fuck, and so like Love Bug went over probably about 20 revisions before I even liked it enough. I still feel like the final mix could use a little tweaking.
God damn. So this song's been in the vault for a minute.
I've had it for a long time.
Doesn't your voice change throughout the times though and shit?
Oh yes, my voice sounds completely different than it does from 2 years ago. But I feel like since I started young, if I'm cold, the songs I recorded 2 years ago and I'm cold and I was 19, okay, well just when I drop the 21-year-old songs, they're gonna be like, oh, like I'm like eat it up.
But that's why I wouldn't fuck with it no more, because you said it was coming from the heart at that moment, and the particular emotions that were exuding you can't replicate them. So that's why you can't keep fucking with the track no more, unless you add a feature maybe or some ad libs maybe.
That's a fact.
But you don't want to fuck with raw emotion, because people, like you said, people can hear it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm just replacing vocals out. Like sometimes, like for Love Bug specifically, I wanted to add like some layers in there, and it needed like a mix, but I very picky, didn't like the mixes, and we'll go into it. No, that's not right, turn that one down. No, that's not the one, click, no, go down. You see the fourth one, click that one, turn it down just a little bit, not that low, back up. Okay, now can you put an effect right here?
Also,
that's how
producers
I am.
hate your ass.
They hate
engineers
me.
are like, they're sick about you.
No, they hate me for sure.
Okay.
They really, really do. I'm not gonna lie.
Talk about before music and everything. Was it always the dream, like I'm going to pursue music as a career, or did school come into mind, or anything else like that?
Well, I've always done music. Like I started piano when I was 4. I play 3 instruments, and I have classical vocal training. So it was always music for me. Like even when I was in high school, I was like kind of a delinquent child, so they figured out to keep me in school, they had to give me multiple choir classes a day. So I would have like, I don't know if I had 2 or 3 classes, but I was like student director of one of them, so I had to. Music was the only thing that kept me in school. To be honest, it really was, because even when I was skipping school, it was to go do music with like Ro and them. So
cool.
It always was music, always.
Cool. Yeah. So just real artist intentions and inspirations. Who is your inspirations as far as artists are concerned? Tell me Selena's in there somewhere, some shit like that, or is it Nicki Minaj or something? What the fuck is going on?
Like the biggest inspirations, or like the ones like of today's music?
Just in general, like what kind of sparked your interest in music even more, just listening to somebody?
Okay, you're never going to expect this answer, but you know John Lennon?
Of course.
Yeah, his son, Sean Lennon,
Never
has
heard.
a CD called Friendly Fire, and I think it came out in 2005 or 2006, and it actually is like a indie rock kind of CD, but that CD made me realize that I loved music.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
First of all, I didn't know John Lennon had a son. Second of all, Yoko Ono, what do you think about her?
She's pretty, I guess.
She sucks ass, and everybody knows she's horrendous, and she fucked up the Beatles, and she's probably why John Lennon got shot.
I don't know.
That's off me, not off her saying that. I'm just saying that personally on some shit like, come on, bro. The Beatles were heat, and then all of a sudden, you feel me? But anyway, so you were going back in time with music.
About this.
50s and 60s and stuff, most people are not even at how old you are. Most people don't even know who the fuck John Lennon is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
But I take it further than that. Like, I even know songs from like the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, 60s. Like, I really take it there. And even so, like, I'll be listening to super old music and I'll send it to like my favorite producers. Like, can you make me something with this?
Cool.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I always do. Always listen to old music. I love old music.
No, that's really fucking cool. Like I said, I have a cousin that doesn't even know who Tupac is. So let alone to go back to John Lennon is like, you wouldn't be surprised. You should go on live one day and be like, do you guys know who John Lennon is? And I bet you most of your followers will know who the fuck is John Lennon.
But I feel like, how can you not know who John... Do you know who John Lennon is?
Yeah.
Okay, then. So how you not gonna know who John Lennon
Trust me,
is?
do it. I'm telling you, go on live and do it one day. Just literally ask. What about you as far as your inspirations are concerned, musical influences?
Don't nobody inspire me to make music. But as far as influences, I don't have no musical influences. I ain't gonna lie, but I say I got people that I'm gonna say it like this, man. Nobody really inspired me to make music except my brother. Because that was the first person I really was listening to rap. You gotta think, we in elementary school, you know what I'm saying? So shit, back then we had, it wasn't that, I ain't making it seem like I'm that old, but we had tapes, man. So if you ain't had that tape, you just wasn't about to hear it. So yeah, I was listening to rap, but my brother was rapping. So I'm listening, and he was sweet. But he's still to this day, he's sweet. So it was like, shit, I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? But then, when I came up on Boosie, man, Webby. You know what I'm saying? Scarface, Diplomats.
Damn.
I was fucking with them heavy. Dirty Boys. I'm telling you, man, I was really fucking with everybody. I wasn't really fucking with like no Midwest artists like that. I wasn't really fucking with no West Coast. My shit was all like East Coast and down south. You know what I'm saying? I fucked with Bun, Outkast. Really big boy at the time, now I'm more like an Andre 3000 dude, but back then, like big boy. But I was a Boosie and the Webby head, dog. Like, them was my niggas. I listen to them niggas all day from 2005 up. Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying, Cash Money, BG, and No Limit. Like, that was my type of shit. But that
Jesus fucking
ain't nobody influenced me though. You know what I'm saying? Them was just the people that I had, in rotation. Like in my later years.
As far as, do you guys care about Detroit reciprocation as far as how much they support you guys or where you're at with it, or are you more?
I don't even pay that shit no mind. I don't pay that shit no mind, man, because this story done been told a million times. People that had their inputs. This shit get misconstrued so many times in so many different ways. Man, motherfuckers will catch on. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You keep doing what you supposed to be doing. You keep dropping music, keep the material there. Stay relevant. The work gonna speak. So I can't focus on what somebody else see in me or what they don't see in me or who catch the wave and who don't. I don't give a fuck about what nobody doing from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That's just being honest. Like,
okay.
I don't got time to worry about nobody else. Half of these people already got their traction. They already got their foot in the door. I'm trying to get my foot in the door, so I can't worry about how they feel or what they got going on. But shout out to them boys, though, because they working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people want the gratification from Detroit's...
I get it, though. I get it because other places do. Other places, they embrace their up-and-coming artists. So, but that ain't us. But shit... That's like if you was raised in a household that wasn't raised on love, you know what I'm saying? Is you gonna reciprocate love? Is you gonna receive love? It's the same with music. Like, shit, we from Detroit. Everybody been getting it on their own. They been getting it out the mud. This shit ain't nothing new. So, if your group of guys ain't pulling you up, shit, keep working.
Yeah. What do you think? What about you? Do you feel like you're getting the reciprocation you want right now?
I ain't gonna lie. I do give a slight fuck. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, you can't really, if you keep doing what you supposed to be doing, they gonna peep.
I just personally don't give I just don't care. You know what I'm saying?
But that sounds like something you would say though.
Yeah, that's me. Like, I don't care.
That's you. But
because I can't care. You know what I'm saying? Because what if it don't work in my favor? Like, I gotta stay focused. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stay focused on what I'm doing.
I don't know. I don't feel that way because I feel like the city gonna love you if you know you genuine, like the city ain't got no reason not to love me. What's not to love? Like what's not to love?
That for sure ain't what he asked.
But that's how I
We just
feel.
gave two
What's
different
not
answers.
to love?
We just gave two different answers. I feel you though. I feel
No,
you.
cause I really did used to care about like a lot of what other artists, Detroit artists, thought about me, like especially when I would work with like the big names, and I'd be in the studio and it was all people I was looking up to. I get real nervous, like, oh, I hope they like this. So I feel like those were the opinions that I really cared about. Well, I don't want to say I cared about them, but those are the ones that I wanted good feedback from. But as far as like just regular schmegular people, I mean, they're gonna love you or they're gonna hate you. Either way, all press is good press, so I don't really give a fuck.
Facts,
So
100%. Talk about the journey so far as artists you've worked with, and maybe your favorite collaboration so far.
Well, artists I work with a lot of Detroit artists. I think I named a few, like Doughboys, Cash Out Like Payroll, and Kid. I think Dre and Clay, Bang Gang. Rest in peace to Jizzle. That's my baby. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, Jizzle, he was like one of the biggest influences on my music career, because at the time, me and like Bang Gang Javar were working, but I actually ended up getting closer with Jizzle, and like, man, I'm gonna get sad on this interview. Let me stop.
No, it's okay. I mean, he was an important figure.
He was like, I really miss my baby. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and it was times like he would set up everything for me, make sure I'm good, set up photo shoots, studio time, all that. Like, he was a genuine cool dude. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Other than, I've worked with some classical artists and some jazz artists, like my uncle Ralph Armstrong. He's a bass player. I just performed at Baker's Lounge with him. And then I did like Ethan Bortnick. He's like, I don't know, a classical artist or something. I think I did like some choral stuff with him, and I did a Latin piece at Carnegie Hall. It was 45 minutes long. Those rehearsals kicked me in my ass. But yeah, and the whole thing, it wasn't in English or anything, but whatever. And then my favorite collaboration, I don't think has happened yet for real, because like, although like, I might say this, but I really mean it. Like, although like I've worked with Payroll, we don't have a song that's out. Like, I'll record them stuff and they'll like kind of pick through it and see, or maybe some of it's going in their group album, I don't know. But like, he's my favorite rapper, so if me and Payroll got to work together, that would just, you know, make my little day.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm sure that's around the corner as far as getting all that situated.
Yeah, I can see it happening. It doesn't seem out of reach.
Yeah, it's cool because you're very versatile, right? You didn't like pigeonhole yourself like, I'm going to be like this Detroit rap.
I did at first.
You started off at first.
Yeah,
and then
I
you
did.
came to your senses eventually, like.
Yeah, because like I said, when I first came up, it was with like Ro, and at the time Molly Brazy was getting popular, so I tried to emulate some of that like Detroit rap, but it was, to me now, very tasteless. I have new rap songs that I'm gonna drop one of them, and it's like the flavor is way better. Is because I think all that rah rap is like very like, what about this is appealing? Like, get some money. Why is everybody talking about killing people?
A lot of stuff they're talking about is irrelevant.
Very much.
It's because kids. It's the kids, motherfucker. It's these young kids that are supporting and propping up the fucking. I'm telling everybody, man. It's because TikTok and all these motherfuckers, man. It's harder to get out music that has more substance and meaning, especially from a female artist. Because little kids are getting turned on by these like crazy girls talking about touching themselves and whatever the fuck, killing people and all that. And it's like, oh, I want to be that. Oh, I like that. That turns me on and all that shit. It's kids.
It's an agenda.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to deal with it.
It's an agenda, but
You think you're gonna be able to break through all that though, and just be like, you know what, I don't need to do all that shit.
Yeah.
I can do it if I want to do it here and there, but for the most part, I'm gonna keep my figure the way I want.
Yeah, because, no, it's a real life agenda. People are really trying to just feed you what they'll take, you know? They're just, I feel like, but see, that's the difference. Like, a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot of, but some Detroit artists, they rapping about killing people and robbing people and just, it's distasteful. But, like, there are other artists that are rapping about, like, inspirational stuff, like getting money. Like, this the type of stuff, like, you need to be inspiring your people to get out the hellhole of Detroit, because this is ghetto. It's ghetto. But look at other places like Chicago. All they talking about is killing people, period. That's it. Killing people and gangbanging. At least we a little bit more refined up here. But otherwise, all the other stuff they talking about, popping pussy, fucking, just drugs. I mean, you talk about it here and there, but don't make that the basis of your content.
Right.
What do you stand for? What type of nigga are you? Like, I don't know. You gotta add a little substance in there,
Well, it's gonna be artists that like you that hold that revolution and kind of regain traction on that path to talking about shit that has substance. So that's good though. At least you got your mind on the right side. What about you? What do you want your music to? How do you want your music to project onto the newer coming artists and or just kids or people in general, society itself actually?
I got a lot of substance in my music, man. A lot of my shit, 99% true. And the 1% that ain't is just me exaggerating. You know what I'm saying? Which that's part of the artistry. So,
yeah.
But I would just hope that a lot of my music is personal experience. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I hope people take in my personal experiences, but at the same time, I just hope that they take in the artistry. You know what I'm saying? They taking the art out of music. Music ain't about art no more. A motherfucker that can't play basketball not in the NBA. A person that can't swim ain't in the Olympics swimming. But anybody can jump into music. Whether you know how to make music, it's an open lane. Everybody got a studio. Everybody knows somebody who got a session, who got a 10-hour block, who don't mind people come jumping on the song. You got people out here forcing they mans to rap, and it's just like the art is gone. It ain't no vision. You can't paint no pictures with this shit. It be all over the place. You will hear somebody's shit. They have 12 bars. Them shits be 12 completely different messages. You know what I'm saying? The shit don't correlate or nothing. So I just hope that people just take my shit and understand it's still, it's still people out here who really make music who got some level of artistry, in their genes, and I'm just that person, man. So like I say, I can make a lot of shit make sense for a lot of different people. I can make a lot of these events, make sense and correlate, and really, I don't know, man. I make a lot of different type of music. You know what I'm saying? I'm real diverse when it come to music. When it come to my beat selection. When it come to my cadence. My tone, my tempo, everything. I do 5 songs right now. There'll be 5 completely different songs, 5 completely different messages. So I just want people to understand that it's people out here that still believe in the art, and it's a gift at the end of the day. It's a craft. It's a talent. You can't play with this shit. They letting people play with it, but look at the world. Look at the influence that it's having on the world. This music is the most influential platform there is. It's more influential than the church. It's more influential than anything. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, you see motherfuckers out here running wild, going crazy. Everybody thinking, they too old to do this, or they too broke to do this, or they not in position to do this, or they should look like this, or they should feel like this. You can't even be yourself. It ain't no identity in this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And music play a big part in that, with the IG shit and the TikTok, all that. And people, I will say this. I'm not a social media guy. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't give a fuck about social media. If I didn't rap, I wouldn't even have social media, But I get it. It didn't change some lives. There's millionaires, there's thousandaires out here from that shit. But I mean, is it worth the state of the world? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth, I got kids. I got 4 daughters. So is it worth my kids listening to this shit and thinking it's okay to be this way, and not, and then it's like people out here acting like they don't got no emotions, but every emotion is an emotion. You feel me? So it's like, just cause you not projecting your shit in a soft manner don't mean you not being emotional. You know, the hate, the self-consciousness, the insecurities, all that's all emotion, man. So I just hope people just take my music and understand, like, you still got identity in this shit. It's still an art, yes. You know, and it's still some realness, and I hope that shit, you know, translate to people the way that it translate to me.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And again, it seems like you guys are both on the same page as far as how you want the future generation to feel about music, right? Because it is kind of going in a weird direction.
Yeah.
It's like you're saying, we're consuming this stuff, right?
Facts.
So just like what you eat, you're consuming. Just like what you see and what you hear, you're consuming. So it's what happened? Oh yeah, my fault. Yeah, so we're consuming this stuff, and it's like I used to listen to '90s and 2000s rap, and it wasn't as vulgar and violent and as detailed as it is now. And I would loved it more. I still listen to old before I listen to the new.
I think it only bothered me because I make music.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't make music, I try not to like consume myself in what's going on with other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real self person. You know, I'm gonna protect my peace and I'm gonna protect myself and my state. You know, before I get into other people's shit. So, but the fact that I make music and I appreciate music and love it the way I do, that's why it bothers me. You know, because I'm gonna make sure my kids raised the way they supposed to be raised. So I can't. You know, if you not monitoring your kids and you ain't putting the right messages and the right music in your kids' lives, that's on you. You know, I hate that it's like that, but at some point we got to come down. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? You can't be optimistic all the time. A lot of times you got to be realistic, you know. And I feel like just because I care about music so much, I care about my message, you know, and how, you know, people perceive me. Because at the end of the day, we still got a face behind them words. You know, people still got to look at me, you know, and they gonna paint their picture of who they believe I am anyway. But at the same time, it's my job to project myself in the best light possible. So
sure. Right now, what projects do you have lined up? What's the future hold? What's in the map right now?
Man, right now I'm just dropping, man. My nephew didn't put me on this trailer shit, and I've been just dropping for the last couple days on trailer. My shit been going up just to I'm sitting on a lot of music. I ain't trying to really drop no projects right now. You know what I'm saying? For what? I mean, we in a different time right now. And if you establish, it's cool to drop projects, but I'ma just start dropping the songs on them. I'm gonna drop these freestyles. I've been doing other people's beats. I got my own exclusive beats. I've been dropping my own shit. Really just building my catalog, so when I'm ready to let something fly, it'll be there. You know, if somebody call me, I have something there, whether it's some spare verses or if I just got songs that's just ready to go. You know, just like Ride For You. Like I said, we've been sitting on that for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even up to me. It wasn't even my idea to even push that song right now. You know, that's Carl, LMV. That was his idea to push that right now. So really, man, just get my catalog up. Even though I'm sitting on probably about 250, 300 songs.
Goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that is Lana. So as far as, you know, the progress you've made so far, and you're still so young in the industry, you know, it sounds like you want a little bit of Detroit recognition, but it also sounds like you're taking yourself in a way that is going to go more towards the mainstream or worldwide type progression, which is obviously awesome. Look at Adele. Like, Adele just fucking sold out. Like, you can't even get to an Adele show, and she don't be talking about none of that shit. You feel me? So, talk about what plans you have and how you're going to be able to execute, and what strategies in place to make sure that you're going to be able to, you know, get through the music industry without having to kind of sell your soul. if you for lack of better words, I guess.
Well, I do think that majority of my music is very much industry sounding. Like, the radio's gonna eat it up. I mean, the production is good, the lyrics are good, the singing is good, you know, I look good. So, but I think that it'll be easy for me to rock it into the mainstream light, with steady promotion and, you know, just doing stuff like just getting out there more, because I feel like COVID really put a big stop sign on everything. So, and then it was crazy because even I did a music video for the song I have, Let You Go, and I had this phone. I swear to God, I caught COVID off the prop phone. So I'm like, dog, I can't even do nothing. COVID put a big stop to everything, but now it seems like the world's kind of starting to revolve back. I'm starting to see a little bit more music opportunities go on. So, and then the internet, you cannot count the internet out. TikTok is literally the number one music distribution in the United States right now. Nice. So I've been making TikToks every single day. Follow me on TikTok, Loco, Lana. I've been making TikToks every day because I know a guys they're just handing out free money. There's a guy whose song went viral on TikTok. He got like $250,000. Like almost. Can I get some money too?
Yes.
Cause not. So I feel like the internet, you cannot count out social media. That's why he said he got social media. So you can't count out social media. And a lot of times we don't want to do stuff for publicity reasons, but think about it in the long run. Like,
True.
No, just...
You're going to make some moves. You can't, like, totally be like, all right, I'm not going to do anything that helps me, my career even a little bit in the beginning. As long as in the long run you know the traction and how you're going to manage yourself, who gives a fuck about a little bit early stuff.
Yeah, because look at that one girl. She went viral for putting Gorilla Glue in her hair.
Well, that's just stupid.
And now she... Yeah, that was stupid, but I'm just saying, look how social media gave her the platform. Now I think she got like a business or something. She just needed a following. She needed the attention. You know?
I don't even have TikTok. I just looked through my phone.
Oh, well, go ahead and download it.
Yeah, but no, I know the TikTok is because, you know, everybody's fucking using TikTok, obviously. And like you said, it is probably the biggest music distribution right now. Like, to get yourself heard in 30 seconds, there's no faster way. I mean, really, right? So you get somebody doing something stupid on TikTok with your song playing in the background. Everybody wants to know where the fucking song came from, right? What's been the biggest hurdle so far as progressing your career? Besides catching COVID and guys trying to get freaky in the studio.
I just feel like if I had somebody to help me, because it's kind of hard doing everything by myself because I'm so young. Like, I'm still trying to get on my own 2 feet for real. So I have a lot of other stuff that I need to worry about. But, you know, at the end of the day, all the stuff that I do goes back into the music. Like, you know, you might go OT, get a couple dollars. That's going straight to the music. Like, you might get a job at work. It's all for the music. And this shit is expensive.
Facts.
It's really expensive. So, I mean, you know, one day maybe I will go into the liquor store and buy a scratch off and, you know, be rich. And then
you gotta believe all the way. That's the whole thing. What about you? What's been the biggest hurdle so far in the industry for you?
Probably the resources. Like, it ain't no village in this music shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the rapper. Everybody getting paid but me. You feel me? So having to shoot videos, motherfuckers going up on their prices with the videos. I got about a beat. Then I want the rights to the beat. Then I got to get the studio session. Then I got to, you know, everybody getting paid but the artist, man. And like I say, it ain't no village in this shit. So I want to say the biggest hurdle, you know, I'm a homeowner. You know, I got kids. I got a business to run. So shit, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a lot of, one thing about this music shit, man, if you really look into it, the people that's really popping right now is the young motherfuckers. The reason being, they don't got no responsibilities. Only thing they got to do is sit on the computer all day, sit on the phone all day. They ain't got no bills. I got 40 bills. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers ain't got no bills. They don't got no kids. You know, I got to wake up and make sure my family good before I can really get in the studio. You know, and that's my situation though. I ain't gonna, you know, I'm gonna take it for what it is and just try to make the best of it. But that's my biggest hurdle is I don't want to just say it's funding this shit because it's not. Because if I really wanted to get up and spend $1,500 on a song, I can do that, you know. And I thank God that I'm in position to do that. But it's the fact that it ain't just always about the money, you know. It's the quality. It's me. I'm reaching out to people, you know. It ain't like motherfuckers quick to reach out to me. I'm the rapper. They got 1 million rappers coming at them, you know. Whether they good or they not, they there at their convenience. So that's my biggest hurdle.
Sure. Lana, if you could tell everybody who Lana is, the artist, how would you tell people who you are?
This is so funny because my mom just asked me this question She's like, who is Lana? I'm like, looking at her. That was my exact answer. But honestly, I feel like there's two sides to me. My nickname is Loco. I don't know why. Well, I do know why it was given to me, but I feel like one side of me, which I call Loco, she's actually the more like sweet side. She's more sensible. She's calm, forgiving, motherly type. Then you have Lana, and it's funny because Loco means crazy, but
exactly,
she's actually the more like, she has feelings. Now Lana she's not like that. She's blunt. I'm very blunt. Like blunt, I'll cut into somebody, kind of fearless. So I feel like when you combine them little yin and yangs together, and you have the music and being like versatile, you can really make anything. Cause I have all types of songs, like slow ones, fast ones, rap songs, you know, just anything you could think of. So I feel like that plays into it a lot. And being young, so getting older, I'm just taking it as it goes for real. So
sure. And the same thing to you. If you could tell everybody who you are, if you could bundle that up and to kind of explain it to people.
Who I am in terms of what?
As the artist.
As the artist, man. I hate to use this term because somebody else already done trademarked it, but I'm really the voice, man. I'm the voice for people, you know. And then like, I'm from Detroit, you know. We just not really getting in the game like that, and you know, all the Detroit artists, in my opinion, that's running shit right now from the east side, and I'm from the west side. You know what I'm saying? So I'm who they want right now. You know, I'm who the people want right now. They need somebody real. Y'all be fresh as dog shit. I'm marketable. I really rap. You know what I'm saying? They need to let somebody that got some substance. And at the same time, I still got that other half that they want to. They want to see somebody in there, you know, fresh as hell, who move in a certain type of way. You know, I'm stunting, all that. Like, they gonna see that. They gonna see that. They gonna get that from me. But it ain't no fakeness with this. You know, they gonna, if I'm rapping it, that's how I'm living it. You know, but at the same time, you know, I'm open arms for motherfuckers too. You know, I ain't a talk don't listen type person. You know what I'm saying? I'm approachable. I feel like we need somebody to get in this shit that's approachable. You know, I ain't on no sedity bougie shit. You know, I'm just a nigga that know how to rap. That's it. Simple as that.
Sure. Yeah, man. A lot of words of wisdom from you. Even like as you were talking throughout this whole podcast, I probably could clip out like 15 different parts of you just saying words that all these younger artists need to hear, that were very awesome to hear. So obviously they can project in your music, and it shows the logical side of you, obviously, which a lot of artists are lacking these days. It's all kind of just bullshit coming out, you know what I'm saying? Or it's all self-fulfilling stuff. But I really feel like it kind of feels like the Nipsey feel, kind of like I am trying to help.
I hear that a lot. I hate to say that, but I do. You know what I'm saying?
Tell everybody how they can find you guys on social media and any future projects you guys have coming up.
Man, I'm on IG, Iceberg_Teezy. My name TFG Teezy, but my moniker is Iceberg_Teezy. I ain't even gonna lie. I made a TikTok. I don't even know my TikTok name. I don't even know how to use that shit. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? IG, man, Iceberg_Teezy. And as far as, I'm gonna keep dropping. If you go on my IG, I ain't really gotta tell you what's coming. You gonna see it coming.
For sure.
Okay, I'm on Instagram at Loco Lana, at Twitter at Loco Lana, at TikTok at Loco Lana, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, all that.
All the platforms. TFG Teezy on every platform.
Mine is under Lana. Lana is my artist name, but my nickname is Loco, so it's Loco Lana. And
ride for you, ride for you, man.
Yeah, stream that because they
loving that right now. Ride for you, man. Straight up on all platforms.
I'm very excited for both of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I really do believe in the both of you guys. I hope you guys continue to just keep pushing through. I know it's a lot of shit in the industry that is hard to overcome, and like you said earlier, it is kind of a play-to-play city. But eventually, you're the one who gets paid in the end.
No doubt.
It just takes a second to get there. You feel me?
Yeah, no doubt.
Everybody goes through that, though. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Parallel Sound Studios, where we're shooting this at. Vantage Photos behind the camera, as usual, making these amazing productions for us. Thank you guys so much. We're out.
Yeah.
Peace.